After I left, I realised I hadn't shown you the picture of the redback. And I was so excited, I rung and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But I'm sending the pictures through on the phone number and the email.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, because I really, really meant to show it to you.
Yeah, we got it.
But it was interesting because they're like, how would you be able to send it through the phone? The phone just goes through like a computer system or something. And I was like, I'm so confused now. I was like, is it a phone? Is it one of those things through the computer? Because I'm positive I've been able to contact you on it before.
Both.
Oh, so it is. So I'm not totally crazy.
No.
Good to know, right?
No.
Now, my viewers have been giving me tips on making sure I make sure the angle is correct. Look at me. I went out and bought little girl bras. That's what I call them. I said to my sister, I was like, I need bras. I was like, what are these ones
called? What makes them little girl bras? They don't
just
have wires.
Feel like, I said to my sister, I said, I don't even know what the fuck they're damn called. I said, I know it's not a bra. I said, I cannot
what is
wear.
It then?
Well, it is kind of. She calls them like a croplet or crops. It's like,
right.
I literally said to my sister.
You don't need excessive amounts of support there, Olivia.
My boobs are pretty good though.
See, but you don't like wires and stuff like.
It hurts. Matter. Even if I wear this for too long. So I went and saw Elaine, yeah? And by the way, holy moly, it's a good thing I love you so much or I'd be cranky. Never mind. I have officially got health insurance. I've got it full top hospital excess extras, the whole thing, $170 a fortnight I'm paying. Yeah. So the reason I said it's a good thing I love you and I'd be cranky is it was to the day that I had the quote from them last year, and I was saying I really thought that I needed it and I was looking into it. And I remember at one point, and this wasn't in it, we were walking out, so it was like a, whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember, because you and the chiropractor both said it to me the first time I was looking, make sure it's going to be worth it. And I was like, yeah. And then obviously I didn't. And in one sense, I'm over the moon to be able to say I have completely finished uni. Like, we're done, I'm finished. 84% on my last unit.
Surprise.
So I worked out my overall WAM for the entire 24 units of my degree. Wow. And it was just because I wanted to see. And I got an overall grade for my entire degree of 77.38.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Remember how I was so worried I just wanted to hit the 70? That with the distinction? 77.38.
Good job.
Thank you. And no student desk. No student desk.
To do the cap and gown thing?
So Mum's coming over. Mm-hmm. Can't remember what I filled you in on about with her last time.
I have an important question to ask.
Always.
Before we do real therapy.
Weight stuff.
No?
No, go.
It's March.
Yes.
Rocky Horror was in
Oh my God,
February.
It was amazing.
How many times did you go?
In the end, I went the 2 times. I think, look, I don't want to say the wrong thing because I think they're fucking amazing. I obviously bought tickets to see the cast 5 times for a reason. Mm-hmm. But on saying that, I couldn't shake the feeling when I went the last 2 times that you can imagine this cast has now travelled the country, travelled the world, and is now back by demand. It was almost like you could feel how fatigued they were.
Oh.
It was like you could feel that they were ready to finish. That's how I felt, but again, I've been 5 times. And every single time I've been, it changed. From the Friday...
It's still extraordinary. Wow.
Oh, it was unbelievable. And I had no idea my sister had never been to a live production theatre ever. I know. I didn't know that until then. I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, are you saying not only... Obviously, I knew she'd never seen Rocky Horror live. It was quite funny talking about it because we obviously watched it. I started watching it when I was 9. My sister's younger than me, yeah? And she always just never understood it. And when she was like, there's an actual plot. She's like, there's a plot. And it actually makes sense. And it's not just singing. She went back and made a partner watch the movie with her. It was so funny. She wanted to take him, but he was just like, look, I'll watch the movie, but it's not happening, so to speak. I would have gone back, and I definitely thought about it, but I very, very much plan to go to the Not Fest festival, which is like 21st of this month.
The what?
The Not Fest festival, so it's heavy metal, yeah? So...
Oh, yeah. I know someone else going there.
Yeah, so I'm one of those bucket list kind of people, yeah? Everyday normal bucket list, sex bucket list, music bucket list, lots of different kinds, yeah? Highly recommend everyone has a sex one if you have a partner or you're having sex. I'm not even having sex and I still have one. But I have seen every band on my band bucket list except one. And you know me at Manifestation and how I think. As soon as I was like, this is the band I want to see, the Not Fest Festival lineup comes out and they're the headliners.
No.
Yes, it's like magic. Just got to be really careful what I think about, that's all, because this country has decided, I feel, I'm taking it personally, to really try to rid me of my spiders everywhere. All right, I'm going to try and make this make sense.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Not Fest Festival, I haven't bought the ticket yet because I wanted access to the VIP area because they have proper,
I'm imagining like
that's like
festival
seating,
and it's like a separate roped off.
Yeah, because the last time I went was the very first Not Fest ever, yeah, so it's a brand new sort of thing, right? And obviously I went by myself. I have discovered I think I like attended things by myself. Because I don't have to care about what the next person's doing.
Yeah.
That sounds so bad, but it's
well,
so
it's not
true.
about not caring about them. It's about being autonomous and independent and confident with whoever you're going with in your relationship, whether it's a friendship or a romantic partnership or whatever, that you can still do your own thing and come back together and enjoy aspects of it together.
Which I think is why my sister was real nervous, because I asked if she'd come and I said, look, I'll buy you a ticket.
Does she like the music?
Yeah, she does. She loves them. And yes, she and I have got like very similar taste in that sense. You know what I mean? And again, I'm just like, and I think I really need to clarify something for everyone. When I talk about money, the way that I do, I talk about it. My belief is the more money you have, the more money you have to help. So I'm always going to be one of those people who, the more money I have, the more I'm going to give. That is a belief of mine, right?
Yeah.
So everybody has their own thing. You know me.
Why are you clarifying that? Well, who do you think doesn't know that?
Because it's... One, people think I ask inappropriate questions. I think we all just need to accept that's who I am. Not going to change.
Why do you think people ask you that?
That I'm inappropriate?
Yeah.
Because I am.
Well, how are they asking you that?
No, they're not asking me. I know I'm an inappropriate person.
Oh.
From incidences just in everyday life. Like, you know, it's a good thing I wasn't too late because I don't, like... Anyway, let's try to get through some shit that makes sense. So... Uni's good.
Spiders.
Done.
You're telling me about spiders.
So the redback incident you're aware of. You saw the photo, you've seen it all. Yeah. Again, very happy with how I went about that. Yeah. I was driving to the doctor's, driving to see Elaine. Now, as you know, she's an hour away from me. Yes, she knows I'm using her name because she uses her name in all the videos anyway. And, oh my God. All I keep saying to everybody is it is absolutely amazingly really helpful that I'm not scared of spiders given what's happened, right? So first the redback, yeah? Driving on Thursday, or I think it was, to Elaine's, hour drive, right? I'd gone to my chiropractor, stopped to get petrol, tried to look at my tyres, something was fucked, the thing was out of order. Anyway, I'm on the fucking freeway at 100 k's, yeah, so where there's like 4 lanes of traffic, I'm in like the fastest or the second, you know, to the fastest lane, and I'm just driving along, already sort of, I've been feeling really dissociated, yeah, And the next thing I knew, oh my God, it was like out of fucking nowhere, a Huntsman, the size of my hand,
comes out from your car.
On my leg.
Of course.
And I'm wearing a skirt, mind you, and a short top. And not only was it a big fucker, it was so fast. So fast. It went straight up my leg to here. No. And mind you, I'm at 100 Ks.
I would have died.
That's literally what almost every single person has said, yeah? So I was obviously incredibly lucky. The cars around me must have realised something had happened because I jerked. And then I immediately put my hazards on and was using my hand to say, I need to get out, right? So the cars, mind you, at this point, I tried to pick up the spider to get the spider off of me, yeah? Now, I knew it wasn't a dangerous spider. It's still not the point, though.
Fast-moving, scary.
It was like literally out of nowhere on my leg, and we're this fucking size, man. Now, again, imagine if I was scared of spiders, yeah? So I tried to grab it because I wanted it off me.
Huntsman that's been living in your car.
God, who knows how long it's fucking been there. It came out from what appeared under the dash because it landed on my foot and went straight up my leg.
Not ideal.
Not even a little bit. What made it then really fun, sarcasm by the way, is I did try to pick it up to get it off of me, at least while I was getting into the emergency lane, and that did not happen. It ended up on my head. So I'm trying to get from the 100 Ks with cars zipping around me across 4 lanes with a Huntsman on my head. She's processing the look on her face. Priceless. But in all fairness, you're keeping it together way better than every other fucking person I've talked to. Now, again, I got into the emergency lane.
I don't understand.
Are you afraid of, do you like spiders?
I don't dislike spiders, but I don't want it to come out of my car while I'm driving.
No, exactly.
I don't want, and I would, no.
So I managed to get out. Now, even not being afraid of spiders, I just kept repeating my mantra in my head, yeah, which was, it's okay, everything's on my side, everything's on my side. Mind you, I had to call Juice to be like, talk me down. Like, I'm doing the whole, is the spider on me dance on the middle of the freeway with cars that pass at 100 Ks. They just must be thinking, what's going on? Because my car's on the side of the road still on, hazards are going. I've got both this, like the passenger doors open because I'm trying.
You're out of the car.
I mean, I out of it. Fucking oath, I'm out of the car. Didn't know where the spider was. Yeah? And I still had 40 minutes to get to where I was going. And I would have been.
Just kind of surprised the police didn't come.
So lucky it wasn't a major accident. The road was packed. There was cars everywhere. I've never had to stop an emergency lane like this before. Like, just getting out of my car with the cars was, it's nerve-wracking, you know? And mind you, I was still doing the, oh my God, is there a spider on me dance in the middle of the fucking freeway? So at least I was entertaining some people. I kept thinking, oh my God, if I end up on the news from some video thing, that would be hilarious. At least I looked good in the day. But then it was like, I still had to get back in.
Yeah.
Because I still had to
get... Go in the passenger seat.
Also, I went in through the passenger and I pulled every single thing apart that I could, searched the car as well as I possibly could on the side of the road, mind you. Again, not easy to do, right? Calm myself down to the point where it was like, I have to do this now. I don't know where the spider is. Juice was convincing me, look, you've scared the spider as much as you've scared yourself. Worst case, if it's still in the car, it's gone hot, it's hidden. And I was like, let's fucking pray, yeah? So I got back in the car. I drove to my doctor's. Mind you, I have to ring them saying, I would have been there by now. I'm literally going to make it on time, telling the person, this is what's happened. And they're like, yeah, you're all good. We fully understand, right? Because I'm shaking, jittering mess because I still don't know where the fuck spider is.
What'd she say?
Right?
Yeah.
Elaine?
Yeah.
Oh, she's just looking at me just like, I'm like, there's always something on. Actually, she's like, am I expecting you today? And I'm like, yes. I think she must think
Hence
she
the
sees...
calendar.
I
It
know,
has
right?
your name in it.
Which, by the way, she says that she's sent the paperwork off so many times, so I don't know what's going on at your end if you guys want to ring the clinic, but...
To hear.
Yeah, with my stuff. Oh, but guess what? Now I've got full private health insurance, which means I can actually do what I've always said. Pay for things. Because I figured out what I need therapy for.
What?
For the stories that I need to go through that I can't go through by myself.
November 23rd, 23.
Oh, you got it? Oh, well, she did a new one in February. Or January. Anyway, either way, that's wasting my therapy time.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I get to the doctor's. I parked under the car park, right? So the building is one of those, 5-story buildings and the lower 2 are car parks. But you go down like a ramp and you have the choice of going into the under car park or to the outside one. They're both kind of level with each other, yeah? And after all of the appointments, again, still, it was peak hour traffic, yeah? It was an hour plus to get home, mind you, in stop-start traffic. So... before getting into my car, again, while it's in the car park, I opened it. I went through every single inch of what I thought I could using the torch on my phone. Poor people are waiting for me going, are you leaving? And I'll be like, when I figure out where I'm at, yeah. Like, I couldn't, it was, anyway. So if you imagine, there's the exit to get out. I'm like 3 cars over. So I spend 10 minutes searching. I get into the car. I make it from getting into the car to before I even get out of the exit, and I am covered in what feels like a room full of spider webs. And I immediately go, well, that wasn't there when I left, so spiders are still in the fucking car, right? So I managed to drive straight forward into the outside car park, open the door right as the fucker crawled out right from next to me. So, the door handle of your car, where you have that little bit at the bottom?
Thing, yeah.
Yeah, it was in there the whole time with me. This time I managed to catch it and release it. I was ready for it.
Where?
In the gardens. Like, I don't kill shit because...
No, I know, but better than Elaine's office.
Oh, yeah, no. but my point is...
Although Huntsmans are quite good for pest management.
I love Huntsmans. Catching Huntsmans and all of that, they're fine. I've said it a billion times.
But not while you're driving.
That's what I'm saying. Even a person who likes spiders, and I obviously like them, I have one tattooed on me, and I went to all the trouble of saving that fucking redback, yeah. Still pretty proud of myself about that one. Hope the mum is doing well. Truthfully, they're gorgeous. The Huntsman was gorgeous too, mind you. The webs in my car, not so much, yeah. So that, again, jittered me. And I was like, thankfully, at least though, once the fight or flight part has gone and I'm aware, it's obviously easier for me to deal because I do catch spiders and release them all the time, yeah?
Once we know where the threat is, it's easier to manage it, even when there's a real threat.
Yeah, well, it really freaked me out because the only reason I knew the spider was still in there with me was because of the webs. And then my sister goes, Huntsmans don't make webs. They don't make webs. And I was like, okay, don't know what the fuck it was then. Definitely looked like a huntsman.
Spidey sense.
So I was like Googling, the only other spider that looks like a huntsman is the wolf tail, or wolf, whatever the fuck it's called. They are dangerous, apparently. Don't know much about them. But it wasn't one of them. And then my friends all obviously jumped in board because every single person I spoke to, Juice, my sister, every one of my friends was like, go to the supermarket, get the biggest can of bug spray you can and spray every inch of your car. And I'm saying to my friends, do none of you know me at all? Like, honestly. I was like, if I spent 2 weeks researching how to save that redbat and her babies, and she's a poisonous spider, like, do you honestly think I'm going to kill a huntsman when I fucking love them? They're big, beautiful, 8-legged looking cats to me. I think they're awesome. That's how I describe spiders to people. Just look at them like they're an 8-legged cat. They're fine. Seriously. One day I'll get to a point where I reckon I'll be able to have people in my videos. She'd make me famous, wouldn't you? You would. You'd make me famous. I'd go like this, easy peasy, yeah? If it helps, though, like, when I talk about what I do and I mention that I film these, like the fact that you and Elaine allow me to do it, I know you know that not only are you helping me, but you are helping so fucking many people. You know,
A lot of people need help, and a lot of people should get therapy. And
I think
a lot of
everybody
people
in the world
sometimes get scared of it and need some help
very
with
sure.
that.
That's why I do this. That's the point of this, because therapy to me is a wonderful tool. You don't have to be mentally ill or whatever
No.
and going through any of that stuff.
Here's the thing.
Go on.
I'm glad you didn't die on the highway with the spider.
Glad I didn't too.
Okay.
Sorry, it's much better view. What can I say?
I'm like, what are you doing?
I like watching it back.
You seem like you're in a really good mood.
I am in a good mood.
This is good.
Yeah.
So school's finished. Stress is done.
Well,
The
it's
spider thing is okay. You haven't got another weird growth
finished,
thing.
Not finished with my spider story.
Oh,
I'll
sorry.
give you the end of it. So Huntsman's dealt with. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me, my house is still in a mess, yeah. I've
Mine too.
hired an air tasker to come and do all the technology stuff because it's just too hard.
Mm.
That was overwhelming in and of itself. But anyway, I went out to do the dog poo because, as you should, and I got distracted, and there's these fucking vines coming from the neighbour's yard driving me insane. They're taking over my shit. So I was cleaning, and my nephew had told me every single thing that has 10 cents on it where you can recycle stuff, he's collecting them. And I was like, well, I drink a lot of that stuff. I'll collect them for you too, yeah? And in my shed, I've got these big containers that have just got, like I said, there's crap everywhere, yeah? So I got Andrew to bring them out for me, and I got, like I said, distracted. So I'm dusting them all down to use them. Everything was fine. I flipped it over. I think this was like 2 days ago, and the biggest fucking whitetail I've ever seen. And again, it's like, I feel like
one you could maybe think about squishing.
Let me finish. Yeah. I'm starting to feel like Freud is the only person who could truly help me in my mind. No offense to you.
That's fine.
But I'm having
my hat off to the
a
masters.
lot of a conversation with Freud in my head going, seriously, something's fucked up. Tell me what the hell is happening, yeah? Because in that instant, it was like, because I've got it on my wall, the causes of anxiety, according to Freud, are a conflict between the superego and the it, yeah?
True.
Right? And I was like, to me, that's perfect. I'm constantly in conflict. My morals are fucking with me because my morals are so high, but they're not always helpful. So I'm highly aware of what a whitetail can do to you. I know, like, and I'm pretty sure it could kill my dog. Like, there's a whole lot. This fucker was huge, yeah? And again, not scared of spiders. I don't care what they are. Again, I've caught 3 different whitetails in my house so far. I just catch them and I release them. It's no different to any other spider for me. I mean, I've been bitten by a redback, yeah, and it took me 4 days to go to the hospital. So the only thing I was worried about is obviously boss, yeah?
Yeah.
So again, conflict, couldn't kill it. Then there was another one, and another one. And in my brain, that's when the whole, this country's trying to kill me, right? So I still couldn't stand on it, right? And I tried to explain it to my video last night. I was like, this is what it comes down to. I absolutely fucking detest mosquitoes. When I'm bitten by one, I swell up, get rashes and bruises and this whole thing, yeah?
Yeah.
I have to get this like special prescribed cream for it, yeah? And even still, if one lands on me, I physically cannot do it. Like
What do you do?
I tell them to fuck off. Yeah? Right? So, in the end, I had to invest in one of the Mortein spray things because of the dog door.
Yeah.
And to me, that was the way I was able to intervene.
It's a barrier.
It's because, like, I'm not purposely doing it.
Yep.
But it's still helping me and the dog, yeah?
Well, they don't kill them actively. It's a barrier to avoid, I think.
Yeah. So,
according to the ad.
well, Well, it's a very long time since I've used it. I've been telling the flies to leave me alone for years. They just do as they're told. Like, I know how I sound. I just don't care. Yeah?
There are things that I don't challenge you on, Olivia.
No, I know. I know. Look,
and then what happened with the whitetail?
Right, so the whitetail freaked me the fuck out of here because you've got to remember this is 3 spiders in less than 3 or 4 weeks, mind you, right?
And they are trying to kill you.
And this is big, right? So I had the thing in my hand and I flipped it back over thinking it'll be stuck under the fucking.
No.
But I also figured there was a chance it would leave. But I grabbed everything of mine from outside, bolted inside, did the same thing that I did on the side of the road in my house, but stripped down to naked, right? Pulled the full length mirror into my bathroom and jumped in the shower, like just going, everything's okay. Rationally, I know it's not on me. It's fine. It's fine. Fucking spiders are trying to kill me. Yeah? So that just made me jumpy as fuck, as I'm sure you can imagine. So it ended up actually causing me to get a lot of my house cleaned, which was quite interesting because I had to like, I don't know. But anyway, that all happened and it's just, I don't know, amusing. And I think I still feel like this is going to keep happening until I align with my beliefs, yeah? And what is bugging me is the simple fact that I am not afraid. At no point was I in danger in any of the spider situations, technically.
Not from the spiders, maybe from,
the traffic,
cars and stuff.
But why am I reacting to almost everything, whether it's something like that or something normal with the fight or flight? It feels like even if I'm mentally in a good mood, like you've just said, I'm in a great mood, which I am because I'm with you, but you should see me. I still am struggling getting out of bed. Like I have 101 things to do. I have an end goal for my road trip. I am so happy. Like I've been trying to seek my spiritual friends to come to me because there's only certain stuff I could talk about with certain people. Like you're amazing at what you do and I have the utmost respect for you, but there are things that I just wouldn't truly see the point in talking to you about because it wouldn't make any sense.
Sure.
Do you understand?
So you're going on the road trip when?
Well, that's to be decided, but basically she lives in Mackay, whatever you want to call it, and I actually met her. The last time I saw Mr. X, I saw her. It was the day of. It was interesting. I'd met her at conferences down here in Melbourne, right around the time I was quitting ICE and trying to figure out what it was I was meant to do. And she and I clicked like a house on fire, and we've been friends ever since. Like she lives up there, she sent me packages of books, blah blah blah.
So
anyway,
2 flights.
I'm driving, obviously. That's why I bought an SVU. So I want to go
on a very long drive to Mackay.
I'm not driving in one day.
Well, you can't. I think it's farther than 1 day of driving.
In all fairness, you do remember that every single car I went to, the first thing I did was make them put the back seats down so I could lie in it. If I wasn't able to lie in it and fit, I said no.
Yeah.
Every single vehicle I saw, it was the first thing I did.
So what's in the way? Why won't you go?
Oh, nothing's in the way. Literally just discussed it last night. She's going to call me in a couple of days to discuss it.
Perfect.
So she lives on this beautiful farm, and I was like, the only issue you're truly going to have is getting rid of me. I was like, that's going to be hard because I'm bringing boss with me. And anyway, so it's kind of like she does fly in, fly out stuff, even though she doesn't, but she works in a different location, which I think is like 5 hours away, and it can be like week on, week off. And I was like, do we need to organize it in a way that you'll be there, or do you trust me enough just to be there without you while you're off to work? And mind you, I haven't seen this woman since 2016, and she immediately was like, absolutely, of course I trust you. You can stay as long as you want. I don't care if I'm here or not. And just like that, instant. And I knew she would, because I know that's what she's like.
I think it's going to be a wonderful trip for you.
I'm so, because now I have, like, it's like me with riding my motorbike. It's ridiculous.
Going to take time to get there, and if you take your time,
that's what I need,
and enjoy the process,
That's the point.
Invest in your time and energy into yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, sure, there's spiders and there's lessons in the spiders and things. And, you know, maybe one of the things that one of the reasons why I think you're struggling so much is you've had this perpetual for years, like as long as I've known you.
For uni?
For years, you've had this end game, push to a goal. And I think along the way, when we goal focus, we lose the values.
Yeah.
Luckily, over years, you've had lots of reminders of things to values. And I think that's why you've gotten through it with still knowing what they are. Not necessarily always being aligned with them, but having them. It's time to invest in you away from those things. You know, the end goal was
100%.
never to work in the industry or to do these things. It was always for the education, the development, the growth, and who you are. Now
Absolutely.
that part's finished. New chapters, new opportunities, new growth, new development, new pursuits.
Where I need you to help me. This is where I need you to come in.
I think you need to go on a holiday first.
Oh,
and,
I will be.
I'm going to be really blunt.
As you should be.
I've been to Mackay a great number of times.
I've been there once too.
And it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And you might find a reason.
Oh, I have no doubt that I could leave
As long as I've
Victoria.
known you, you've wanted to go there. Maybe that's something that you do and that you find.
If she asked me to move in with her, I reckon I'd say yes in a heartbeat. In the sense of just...
Well, you find a solace and you find a purpose, you find development in chapters. What's here? What do you need from yourself, Olivia?
To be completely honest. And I'm not being. Because I keep thinking about stuff. Because there is so much darkness within me that you know nothing about. That nobody knows nothing about. And I truly believe that there are things in this world that I can relate to, that I can give valid, I don't know, lived experience sort of, that others can't. But it's more in the sense of the world is driving me insane. It always has. It always will.
But one of the paradoxes for you, though, has always been that you don't care what other people think. So to be not honest about who you are, it sort of feels like that you're concerned about a sense of judgment.
Oh,
or
I'm
rejection
100%.
from people.
It's not even that. It's. I don't know what I. Yeah. When I say, like, it's obviously I'm honest. I don't lie. Everything I say comes out. It's just that
there's part of yourself that you're holding back.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. To be genuine, authentic, and to do the things that you want to do, you're going to have to be you. Come hell or high water, judgment or not, whatever. You got to do what you need to do for you. And if one of the things that you're telling me, when I said, what do you need from yourself? And you said, I need to be honest. It means being engaged. It means being transparent. It means being raw. And it means being vulnerable, which are not fun necessarily to do, but are very important.
I would say if you jumped on my website even once and scrolled, you would see how vulnerable I am.
Yes.
But
how many days?
Today is 797. That's pretty amazing.
Right. What happens? Is it like to 1,000 and then you get a day off, or?
No, it's I'm going to do this until I die. I know exactly what I'm meant to do when it comes to this. I guess there how do I put it? When I talk about this, like, I've always said that I believe I'm here to tell stories because of my ability to share it all, right? And I truly just don't give a fuck what the next person thinks. I do care about whether or not some of the stuff I've lived through, thought and felt and can want to share, and I want to share them for the reasons of helping other people know, that ordinary, I don't know, Google my fucking name and the first thing that comes up is Olivia smashed all stigma out of the water because she looks like an ordinary person. No shit, it's on fucking YouTube. Oh, it's on Google, whatever. And it's like, but there is things happening in this world, and you read stuff and people have got comments and they've all got their own opinions, and how could anyone ever do such so evil, bad, blah, fucking blah, blah, blah stuff. And I've lived through knowing what it feels like to think you could do that. And I believe I'm meant to share to help people see it's not just these stereotypical type of whatever the frickin' public think it is that makes people evil, so to speak. You know what I mean? I've had a hell of a life, and that's for sure, but I know every single person has. I'm really, really lucky in my life in comparison to other people, and I truly know that. It's interesting what you said though, because last night I do remember thinking before I went to bed, I apologise, because I was really thinking about it. The whole thing started, like, you know how this started. It still feels like it's coming full circle, right? I can feel things changing. And the biggest thing I guess I can tell is that I know, and again, this is going to come out wrong, so I'm hoping as my therapist you can help make it make sense. I still feel like I am very similar to the person I was before the ice. I'm more awareness than anyone I've ever met in my whole life, and depends on what day or time of the day it is, whether or not I think that's a good thing. But is what I'm saying making sense? I believe I'm here to help people see the real inner of what goes on in a person's life.
I think you're trying to help people to feel less alone than you have felt for a long time before you found how to accept yourself.
Yeah, that's why I want the big live streaming cameras to go in, because every time I talk to someone about it, because I think I may have told you, but I've hummed and hawed about what I'm actually doing for so long with this particular site. Mind you, I'm still paying yearly for my second domain because I refuse to give it up. But for this site, I have definitively decided 100% I won't be taking on sponsors. I won't be doing any kind of paid memberships. As far as I'm concerned, I want it to be like, you know how people have security cameras in their house and it's just on their phone, just normal stuff, yeah? I literally want people to be able to go to my channel and click on whatever the fuck it is, I don't know, and just be able to see the cameras in my house, like anyone else.
Like Mount Bulla. Is there snow? And you press the button.
Do you know I've never seen snow in this country? I've been here 20 years.
See it on Mount Hotham and Mount Bulla's snow cams.
Yeah, I need to go to them. But yeah, so I don't know. Yeah,
I think you need to be authentic you, and I think that you are in so many ways, but if you're holding back, then why? You know, like there's no real, for all the things that you say and all the values that I know you hold, authenticity, genuine presence.
Okay, look, don't get me wrong, I have told hell stories for sure about it. Like, it's not like I have no shame.
I know.
I once applied to be in porn and told a hell of a story about that.
Applied to be in porn?
Yeah, I was wondering.
Like, you don't have to apply?
Yes, you do.
I mean, you have to, yes. I'm sure there's appropriate physicals and conversations and things that should,
I've been through the process, darling.
There's no physical?
You have sex. You have to go through a whole thing.
Medical, they have, test.
Yes, all of it. I've done it.
Anyway.
I did the whole thing. You want to know why?
Why didn't you do it?
No, I did the application.
Yeah.
I was offered the job. I said no.
Okay.
Because the entire point of applying to be in porn was solely because my ego is such a cocky bitch that I loved saying to men, are you sure you want to sleep with me? Because I'm so fucking good, you'll be disappointed for the rest of your life. And I wish I could say I was kidding. I'm not even. I have said that to so many men in my life. It's unbelievable.
You ruined them for all women.
Yeah, basically. So I went in.
Be proud, Olivia.
I am proud.
Good.
I
Don't
am
ever
very
apologize.
proud. I was hired and offered like 25 grand to do a week's worth of work. And I was like, no, thank you. Wasn't part of the exercise. I just wanted to be able to prove I'm as cocky as I am.
Love that. Okay.
Do you want to hear the funniest part of that entire story, though, on all fairness?
Go.
When I say to people I've applied to be in porn, honestly, it's a bit like your reaction. The very first question I always get is, how do you apply to be in porn?
I assume you just email them.
And
It'd
then
be
you
an
do
application
you do
process.
emails, processes, interviews, medical examinations, and then you have
Resumes.
sex with the porn stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all videotaped. All of it's done. It's like this full-on thing. Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay. I'm not really surprised.
No, well, I told my chiropractor after I met his wife that the two of them were so hot they absolutely need to go home and get a swing, like a sex swing. Twice I've now told him that. I was like, it'll be your Christmas present at this rate.
Okay. Go to Mackay.
You should get one too, by the way, FYI.
Go to Mackay.
Yes, I'm going to. So, the only real thing I need you to tell me to help me with at the moment is why I have so much stuff done to do, I should say.
Yep.
Elaine has given me a homework task that is unbelievably fucking impossible, and she thought I was going to do it in a week. It's like, you are kidding.
What is it?
I had to cancel the appointment. I had to go and buy, butcher's paper? Yeah, and I have to start from day dot when I was born till here, and then go through every single medical thing ever. Ever.
Oh.
For 38 years.
Why do you want to do it on butcher's paper? Just do it on your computer.
Well, I thought no, she told me I had to do it in something that we could see rolled out in a line. That's what she said.
Okay.
And she said it on the Thursday. I was like, you realise I've got hospital surgery on the Tuesday. So I had, I was in surgery this time last week, and I had to stay overnight because I couldn't get anyone to pick, whole thing.
Which part?
My bladders now had Botox injected into it.
Oh, good. Is it helping?
It does appear to be, yeah. So that's awesome.
What's with the weight?
That's why I have to do this thing.
Okay.
Because I had all these tests done when I was in the, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mentioned the fact that it was the Albert Road of one of my videos, so it's like, definitely won't be that one again if I go in.
They won't care.
Yeah, I just remembered that they were really weird. We're never allowed to take pictures or videos, but I think that was when you're in there.
Of other people that are there and they can't. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Some
So
people, they can't provide consent.
The psychiatrist at that hospital 100% truly believes I've got anorexia. Yeah. He'd have me institutionalized by now if it wasn't,
I think not anorexia, but medically.
Yeah, that's why. So
there's dangers.
So Elaine's asked me a bunch of questions, and my family has a whole lot of thyroid problems.
Oh.
I had a whole lot of thyroid tests done in the hospital.
Yeah.
Now I have about 500 fucking pieces of paperwork.
Okay.
I got there's like a folder, it's in my car at the moment, this big, with every single thing from it, yeah? So I took everything into her, and I was like, it's a shambles. Yeah. She goes, I have no idea what any of this is. This is a nightmare. And that's when she was like, we both need, all of us, so it's going to be helpful for you too, a timeline. Yeah. And it is, she was like, be here on Friday. I was like, are you serious? Like, I haven't even looked at it. I've managed to buy the paper. I'm going to visit my friend after here. And because I was,
your mom.
So overwhelming that I needed to, like, I was planning to put an ad up on Airtasker. Like, I've been through this before.
Talking to your family.
Oh, she won't. I messaged my mum. I said, Mum, just wondering if you may have any sort of records from when I was a kid or
it's
anything.
Stuff like, Mom, did I ever have chicken pox?
No. I know what I had when I was a kid. I missed 6 months off for glandular fever. I was put in isolation in hospital.
But how do you, there are things that might be benign or seemingly insignificant.
My mum's answer was, I was never ill as a child, ever. Oh. And that is all she will say.
Okay.
nothing else. And I just messaged my father saying, Mum slipped further into denial. Do you have any idea? Obviously he doesn't. And so I have all the stuff I remember, but I'm going to have to contact the hospitals and the doctors myself. My mum literally said,
you may not be able to access that
I know,
data.
and that's fine, but I have
You can ask.
I know the gist of it, and
okay, so you're working on it, is what you said.
Yeah, but
okay.
like my mum's coming now.
The physical health stuff, like the weight.
I weighed
myself
before I came here. I put new batteries in my scales just before I came here.
Yeah.
Because I was like, you're probably going to ask. So I weighed myself wearing what I'm wearing while holding my phone and my stand, I think, as well.
So minus 500 grams at the most.
Well, it was 51.25, and
it was
like I said.
There's a lot of things that are outside my scope that Elaine's looking at, and that's good.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that you're doing now to try to manage it, eating small meals regularly, having the extraneous stuff. When you're hyper-focusing, having breaks, having water, having food, having stuff, like doing bits and pieces like that. But one of the most important things that we can do is, regardless of all that, is manage the stress and distress of what happens in your day-to-day. And part of that is you've resolved the stuff that's going on in school. It's time to go on a break. It's time to go to Mackay. It's time for the next chapter and the new things that you can immerse yourself in that is going to feed your soul. It's more than just food and chicken nuggets.
Oh, of course, but the only thing that makes everything harder is that I have, again, the passion, the drive, the motivation.
Mm-hmm.
I want my house sorted before I leave. Like, I can't come back to the way it is. And again, like this morning, my alarm was set for 7, then 7:30, then 9, then 9:30.
We need to be realistic about that and only set one of the alarms, and it doesn't have to be at 7.
Can you just peer at me for the last 2 minutes and tell me what time I should set my alarms? It's saying really suck at being an adult. I swear it doesn't matter if I set it for 6 or if I set it for 10. I just don't. I'm really trying
to focus
today,
on. Right now, other than my appointment today, what do you have to get up for this morning?
Technically, nothing. But I mean, technically, hundreds of things as well.
Sure, but you've just spent 8 years of your life getting up for other people's reasons. It's hard to argue with that, yeah?
Well, I've been wondering that and questioning that myself too, because just this morning I thought to myself, maybe I should ask you if I'm being really hard on myself, because I'm pretty sure I told everyone that I'd probably sleep for the first month after uni finished.
Yes, you are being hard on yourself. And yes, you do need to give yourself a break. And when I say give yourself a break, the very next sentence is, and you need to be firm with yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
So you need to give yourself a break, permission not to, and then you have to give yourself a task. And you have to commit to yourself that you're going to do it, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's hard, even though all the reasons.
Well, like I said, I'm visiting my friend. She's an air tasker, and I was like, well, I'll bring it all with me. She might want to help me, which would be helpful. Because, again, like I've already been through this whole entire thing with the NDIS. It's a fuckload. Yeah. Oh, it's all there already, yeah. And I found all my NDIS stuff, which makes that life easier. But, okay, that does make me feel better. Because I am doing a lot. I'm achieving heaps. And
so it's March something or another. I don't know.
6th of March. Yep.
And then, sure. Give yourself till after Easter.
When's Easter again? I only see the bunnies in the store, and I'm like, I haven't a goddamn clue when Easter is.
I think it's soon this year. It's soon. Hang on, I know this.
Celebrating.
Put it in my calendar.
Oh yeah, I want that picture. Have some of your reception people left? Don't name names, obviously, but
no. Easter's the Monday, the 1st of April.
Oh, yeah.
So you give yourself March.
As long as I'm back, I graduate on the 18th of June at 11 a.m.
Okay.
So I'm taking Cassidy and my mum with me.
Perfect.
It's live streamed.
Perfect.
I watched Cassidy graduate via the live stream, and then I realised that I haven't realised the most obvious thing at all, which is I'm not going to be graduating with a single one of my friends because every one of them is science degrees, and I'm an arts.
Oh,
didn't even click.
That's okay.
But hey, it completely smashed my wham out because of it, so it's awesome.
You get the thing, like, it's nice, but also
it's a, what did I get? A Bachelor of Arts Psychology, majoring in philosophy distinction. I'm so fucking proud of myself.
Are you gonna get it framed?
Absolutely. I'm gonna pay for the whole. There's all these different options. My mum did say, because it's $200 to pay to graduate. And my mum's like, "Are you out of your mind? You have to pay to graduate." I'm like,
after all
you have
the
to
things
pay
you've had to pay to
everything,
to go.
So my mum's like, "Absolutely, I'm paying for that."
That's nice.
Yeah, and I was like, "Look, it starts at 11, so you'll be staying at mine. Otherwise," she goes, "Oh, so I'm allowed to stay at yours?" I said, "Well, it's that, or we leave at 5:00 in the morning from my sister's house, and she's in Kinglake West, and we've got to go to Geelong." But I was like, "Yeah, you can stay at mine." So the only thing I'm going to give her was one rule, which is don't talk about how much weed I smoke and don't sweet. She's got no rights on that one.
Okay.
Plus, you know,
it's going to be great.
My sister gave me a fucking full-ass picture on my 30th birthday that says, "Keep calm and smoke weed." It's right there for everyone to see in my house.
Give yourself till Easter, but do the butcher paper. That's the thing.
I'm literally going to see if my friend's going to help me.
So you can sleep in whenever. When you're up, you're up. When you're up, you can do.
That's what I've been thinking.
A bit every day.
Well, it's funny you say that.
A bit, not all of it. Because this is what you do. You give yourself, I have to get it done. Just
that's
a bit.
Kind of what I did the other night.
And that's why we're just going to do what you remember, and then you'll remember other things and come back and do a little bit. But it's when I remember, I write it on the butcher paper.
Okay.
Don't put it off and I'll do it later. When I remember, straight to the paper.
That makes sense. I like that. Okay, that's good.
And you can get the rolls.
Yeah, I've bought it.
And stuff.
Done all of that.
Good
See
job.
you guys.